Yo, top of the morning, everybody. What's the word? Hit that like button. Let a couple people come in real quick. Tap in, man. Good morning, y'all. It's them the afternoon now, shit. Okay, so basically, earlier yesterday, many of us was exposed to a video from 79th and May that was deeply disturbing and difficult to watch. In broad daylight, gunfire erupted around a vehicle carrying a young woman, a young man, and a baby. A young woman lost her life. A young man was injured. While reports indicated that the baby was not physically harmed, no child who experiences something like that is untouched. But what stands out so painfully is that this happened in the middle of the day, and you can clearly see people sitting in their vehicles, ducking and praying that they would not be struck by bullets. And there's businesses behind, nearby, cars stopped in traffic, and ain't no way of knowing where those bullets was going to travel or hit. The thing is, like, we don't know who could have been hit. You know what I'm saying? Top of the morning, everybody. Tell you I'm chosen. Shout out to you. But while gunfire erupts like this, it puts everyone in danger and not just the intended target. Everybody that's around faces serious injuries when you're firing shots uncontrollably in the city of Chicago, or any place. But in a matter of seconds, an ordinary moment turned into a scene of chaos and trauma. And this is something our neighborhoods should never have to endure. Like, our streets should not be places where people fear to live their lives simply because they are present in any type of different type of neighborhood that they're not from. It might be different type of businesses around while you even around, but you should not be fearing for your life because you in certain type of neighborhoods. And we not know all the relationships involved, but the reality remains that a child may have just lost a mother or someone deeply important in their life. Even the possibility of that should stop us in all our tracks. All our children should never be placed in a line of fire, and families should never have to carry this kind of pain. Like, this is kind of hard to be getting over. You know, said there was a baby in that car. Yeah, it was a baby in the car, and over 100 shots being fired inside the car, and we got no answers. But I've been doing some Facebook digging, y'all, and I came up with some shit. Said there was a baby in the car. Said Trey Hansen said hi. Shout out to you, Trey Hansen. Said, I believe that this is not over. Someone is going to retaliate. Yeah, definitely a sad story. Yeah, this is a story that's kind of crazy, mad, wild. Like, you know, I mean, you as a woman dealing with this type of guy, you gotta understand what kind of comes with it, and then you don't want to have to try to change who you mess with just because of what I'm saying, certain shit. But it's just like, you gotta take shit for what it is, especially when you out here with kids, small little bitty kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta make sure you be here for them. And this shit all kind of messed up. But law student is definitely not over because I did some digging and I found some stuff. So I'm gonna just keep on after I finish talking about what I'm saying. But anyways, this level of violence cannot continue. It cannot become something we accept or grow numb to. Which is like, I know I said that, but kind of late in Chicago. That's kind of late, especially if you're born here and you from here, you've been raised here, and you've been here damn near your whole life. You have experienced a lot of this type of pain. You know what I'm saying? And growing is damn near something of norm. Like, but our families deserve safety. Our neighborhoods deserve peace, and our communities deserve solutions that address the root causes of the harm, while we also holding those responsible and accountable. Like, a lot of the parents looking at a lot of this gang banging shit as a way to get on. You know what I'm saying? To take care of your family. Especially after the Chief Keef wave, you know what I'm saying? You had everybody trying to grow dreads. You had everybody trying to be tough guys around the city. It's just like in 2013, 2012, 2011, 2010, it was a surge. It was a different surge up in the city, you know. And this shit crazy as well, especially with this story hitting the news like that and touching every news outlet that's possible, you know. Like, and then like, my heart is with everyone impacted by this tragedy, especially the family of the young woman who lost her life and at the child who was placed in harm's way. May we not let this moment pass without recommitting ourselves to protecting life and working towards a safer future for our city and our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this ain't the only place that this type of shit be going on at. Like, a lot of cities is starting to adapt to Chicago ways, you know, and then thinking this shit is okay and thinking it's cool. We placing it in our music and all shit, and we all influencing the shit by even continuing to engage in certain things. We be like, oh, we be on YouTube, right? We be like, I don't talk shit about nobody dead, homie, woo, but same in the same breath, we'll turn around and listen to a song and diss somebody like we don't even know, you know, we never even met. Crazy work. But as I was like scrolling and shit, like through the girl page and shit, like I have found some shit where she got into it with this girl. This girl, her name on Facebook, her name Diamond Howard, and basically she was like the girl who had got killed, right? She was like, she said, now let me post her dead ass brother in the casket on my page. And then the girl Diamond Howard commented. She said, "I don't give a fuck. Post it, Rico, and them going to handle your ass. You wasn't your people getting dragged out of car going on a mission." Said your brother got left on a hit. That's the girl that died. She said she told the other girl that her brother got left on a hit. So it's like, you know, some of these girls out here in the city, they be getting in men shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting in men shit need to be talked about a little more, you know, because getting in men shit, that shit could lead to, you know what I'm saying, situations like this where nobody can really say what happened or really even feel overly super sorry, you know, because once you go back and then you start to look at a lot of stuff that's been going on with this young lady, it's like she was a part of the type of lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? Like, I also seen, like, I'm friends with a lot of people that's friends with her on Facebook, and I just be listening and stuff like that. But I seen some girl share her picture with her, and I'm just like, um, she's throwing up a gang sign, and then I'm just like, see, and the crazy thing is, they was also at her funeral. So I'm just like, okay, so you in throwing up gang signs and shit, you know, you in pictures and shit. Then your baby daddy is a known gang banger around the city. You riding around with him in his tinted car window. And then this some of this stuff is allegedly, you know, because they was saying that the girl they was saying that the girl had they was saying that she was supposed to be involved in some stuff with the dude where they was supposed to be pulling up on somebody's block trying to run off and with something, I guess. With something they was trying to get away with. I guess they was trying to make some sort of sale and tried to get away, and the guy had chased him down, shot at the car where she had got shot. So she was driving past 79th and May, and I guess she must have stopped like a couple, like damn near a block before that, and tried to do some stuff with her boyfriend, and end up trying to get away. And that person had got in the car and chased them down. They shot at her, and I guess she ended up trying to run a light to keep going, and she crashed into a van that was coming across the street. Boom! She smacked into the van, and then when she smacked into the van, the four guys in the car ambushed her car, pulled up and shot. You know what I'm saying? They kept letting off shots. They let off over 100 shots. And what's crazy is the dude was critically wounded and the girl ended up dying. And that's so fucked up because in situations like that, it always end up being the woman that end up dying, and that just be so crazy to me. My mother used to go. She said my mother used to blow from the food stamps, real 60 crip shit. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to everybody that's in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all for tapping in early, man. Said Fat Nick Curry. She said, "Mom, oh damn, I already read that part." Good morning, Q and chat. Shout out to you, Ray Ray from PA. Good morning to everybody. Good morning, y'all. Okay, so I want to play this little video from the news clip just so y'all can get a little quicker, a little understanding of what's been going on from others' perspective. Where let me just play this little news clip real quick. And the baby was in the car. Damn, that's what's so crazy. And like, I'm gonna post a video clip in
At 4:30, a brazen shooting a block from St. Sabina in the middle of 79th Street, leaving one person dead and a second in the hospital. Our Sabrina Franza is there for us. And Sabrina, there was a child in the car that was shot into, correct? Marie, the baby was in the back seat of this white car that you can see just here on 79th Street. It is right behind this larger vehicle that it later crashed into after the shooting. Two adults were in the car with that child when at least three people walked up and started firing. Incredibly, the baby was not physically hurt, but the entire incident was caught on video, and a CBS viewer sent that video to us. Here you can see at least three people run up to the white car with guns in hand. Now, we are not airing the audio in this video, though in it, you could hear at least 24 shots fired directly at that white car. After running away, the gunman got into a red Alfa Romeo and fired even more shots into this white car. The viewer who took this video, or sent us the video rather, told us that they are heartbroken and distraught tonight, saying that they were on their way from work when they saw the shooting. A man and a woman, both injured, with a baby they say was holding a lollipop in the back seat, crying. That viewer told us that the child was not injured, thankfully. Both adults taken to the hospital, and the male is expected to be okay. More video from the scene also shows the immediate police response. Officers have marked the many bullet casings on the ground as they try to find the person responsible, people responsible. Now, the other car that you can see here, as we mentioned, the driver of this car was not involved in the shooting, we're told, but also got out of the car and refused medical attention. Just an innocent person, it seems, caught in the middle of all of this. At last check, police have said that the female victim in this case is 26 years old, the male victim 27, and as we mentioned, the male victim is expected to be okay, and the child in this case was also, we're told, not injured. We're live in Auburn, Gresham. Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Chicago. Marie, thanks for the...
It's always the woman, man. It's always the woman. With this shit, y'all dealing with these guys. I told you, like, they known gang bangers. Oh, y'all gotta get away from that shit. And y'all gotta understand that you got people that love y'all and expecting y'all to come home, expecting to see your face, you know. So it's just a courtesy, of the people who raised you, expect you to see you grow old in this world. You know what I'm saying? Recording every moment from when you was a baby up until then to see your life cut short. You know what I'm saying? When they expect its goals to be hit and stuff like that in the world, it just be fucked up when people is taken off this earth before they time. Yeah. It's like death is just like, damn, some motherfuckers you could be getting mad as hell with, you be wishing that shit on them, but when you really sit down and think about it, like, damn, that person's family member not coming back. And then when you think about it, like, damn, it's my family member, they not coming back. So like as y'all as women, y'all gotta start valuing y'all life way more than, you know what I'm saying? Uh, it's so fucked up about the whole situation. Like, please, women, start valuing y'all life way more than what people present it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, these type of situations, and you know what I'm saying, dealing with these type of guys, or because it's not just like like these type of guys is what I'm saying, not just gang banging guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still guys out here who do that type of thing, who know how to separate their lives. You know, but some guys they be so caught up in the wrong looks that they don't think to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I got all this going on. Let me put my family to the side. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So I could think about them. You know, like, and what as far as I mean, like, you know, you a hot guy, right? You running around the city. You might do a little shooting here and there, and all this and that. You don't get up in a car with your baby mother and your baby thinking these guys gonna give you some type of pass. You don't do that as a man. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, stand on business and exclude your family from your life. Like, we not trying to make nobody live their life in a certain type of way, because everybody gonna be them, you know. But at the same time, it's like you don't have to drag everybody into your shit. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that with this Homika Meeks case when I was speaking out on the wrong side, and you know, saying a lot of shit that I was saying to my kids, being threatened. My baby mother, she be acting like she's scared for her life and all this shit. It's just like it's sickening, you know. Then like I tried to keep that shit away, but what I did was I didn't know the internet like I knew it, you know what I'm saying, like I know now. But all I did was like I was sharing her business. I was because it's about some positivity, you know. It's basically her business about bringing back childhood. It's a non for profit organization where she listing kids to come and do a bunch of stuff from the earlier childhood years that was considered fun, you know, that was considered the Chicago life, you know, jumping rope, taking them on trips and stuff like that. It's a non for profit organization. Basically, more so of a mentorship where she teach young girls about life, showing them different things, taking them places, you know, just being a positive influence in their life. Um, yeah, it was kind of decent about what she had started, and she been on the news a few times, um, trying to promote her business and stuff. And I know she had got an offer from Lululemon to try to I guess they wanted to do a commercial, and they wanted her to and her team to put on a bunch of Lululemon suits and do the little jump rope routine inside the I guess a commercial for Lululemon. I don't know what happened to that, but I did see the email about it. But when I shared her business, you know, I didn't think that it was gonna affect it or affect certain things like it was. You know, I think I was just doing something that's showing a lot of these women is around the world that is still positive influences out here that you can get your girls into some things, you know what I'm saying, and not just have them out here struggling. I mean, just on social media all the time with nothing to do, all into boys, always in boys' face and shit like that. You know, it's more to life out here that's giving us opportunity to do some things and get our minds off the wrong thing, put some positivity into our life. She said, "I'm mad that they took the little company of Mary. This isn't a trauma center. It's like they want her to make it. What you what you talking about? What's that? No company of Mary. What's that?" He said she was probably gone at the scene. Maybe, yeah, she definitely was gone at the scene. The way they ran up to that car and they fired multiple shots up to the car, they definitely killed her at the scene. You know, she didn't survive that at all. He said so. His woman was the driver. Yeah, his woman was the driver. His woman was the driver. So that could have been a possible too that they might have thought it was him behind the driver's side seat. But that goes if y'all riding around in tents. You gotta understand that these tent cars they're gonna be shooting in. They're not gonna be thinking to know who it is. You know what I'm saying? So basically, those guys was even coming there to kill the girl baby with no type of remorse. You know that is exactly what I mean. Obviously, they showed no type of remorse. They fired shots at the girl. She hit. She ran into a car. They got out the car, approached the car, and fired more shots into the car. So they was really trying to get whoever they was trying to get. Law student said, yeah, 50 shot. Pisces said she was in the passenger seat. Oh, she was in the passenger seat? Okay. I mean, well, you see, dude, shit, it was two shooters on the passenger seat side. The two shooters ran to the passenger seat side, and with one shooter that came on the driver's seat side. But they only looked like they fired one shot, like pow. Said when they opened the passenger door, she fell out. Okay, she was not driving. No, I was just saying, like, I think she was driving. I don't know. Most of the time, if you a dude and you hot as hell, you know what I'm saying, you might be on the passenger seat with the passenger seat all the way lifted back type shit. You know, trying to stay down, trying to stay low key type shit. So that's usually how it go, you know. But this nigga driving, ain't no telling who the fuck they done spotted. His ass probably pulled up and let his motherfucking window down and shit. It would be crazy to see what the fuck happened, you know what I'm saying? And then I know the dude where he from, he claimed this little gang in Chicago named A-Tray Mob and shit like that. They be getting fucked up. I ain't even gonna lie. They be getting fucked up. They be getting fucked up for the years though. But I ain't gonna lie, I know a couple of them. They cool. I'm actually in one of their videos with some of their guys. I know the dude he got murdered some years ago. His name Don D, and Murder Mall. Murder Mall still alive, but Don D he was killed after we shot the video. He was literally shit killed the next day. Shot in the head one time. Said I seen something that said he posted his location on his Instagram. Yeah, yeah. He also posted his Instagram on Instagram around this little address that I used to be around. People when I was going viral before this Romika case and shit, people was trying to dox me and trying to pull up addresses and shit that I've been at, stuff like that. They actually put one of the addresses up, but they said he was on 51st and Racine, but the address they put up in Mounds, I was on 57th and Racine. That shit crazy work, right? Said the police pulled a gun from the vehicle that was shot up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dude was a game banger. The dude was clearly a game banger. His name's Cole Money. He from ATS. That's A Trade. That's A Trade. Some shit. It's like a second gang. A Trade. You know, some gangs always. It be like, I guess, like once they get so old inside the gang. Once you get so old inside the gang, you like kind of grow out of it in a way, and then like it always be these younger guys up on the block that's coming up that's seeing you inspired by what you got going on this game banging shit, and they all would come up and make a little second click that's inside your click. So it'd be like, oh, the new person that died there probably, you know what I'm saying, rename the block after them. She said, but that's not the same place where his low was dropped. No, his low wasn't dropped. It was 51st and Racine, but they could very much followed his ass all the way from where he was. You know what I'm saying? And that was the perfect time to try to catch him and shoot the car up and shit. The whole time they didn't know it was a kid in that joint. The whole time they didn't even know they caught on red light cameras, and they ass will be getting caught because now in Chicago they got this little thing where they can track back red light cameras and follow your ass to damn near. And then they got these little police little scanner thing. I mean these police little readers. It's like plate readers and shit like that. That's on damn near every block now. Every little corner that you turn on and shit like that. You finding these little police scanners, I mean plate readers and shit that's riding past. I swear to God, one time I was riding past the police and my mama she just had got her car, and I was taking her on 79th and Stony Island to get some tacos from Maxwell, and we was driving back and we was crossing over from Cottage Grove to State Street way, going through that way, and I seen this little box and it looked like a police sign. I rolled past it, right? So I'm not thinking no much of it. It was like probably like 5 minutes past. I'm almost to State Street, and I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and I'm steady seeing like the police jumping in front of everybody. So I'm looking like, what the fuck is the police on? But I wasn't paying it no mind. Whole time they was jumping up to get in front of me, to get behind me. They got behind me, Um, I'm gonna tell y'all too, cause I knew I was going to jail too, y'all, cause I had a warrant out for my arrest. I was supposed to go to court for a little petty weed case that I had missed court, and basically was on the run for that shit. But it wasn't really nothing. It's just that I didn't go to court. You know what I'm saying? They was gonna go through processing the next day where I go to court, and it's basically they're gonna let me out and throw out the case or whatever the case may be. But I don't know why they do that. That shit just be petty as hell, wasting people time. But the police had pulled up behind me and they hopped out, and I'm just like, damn, I know I missed court. I know I'm going to jail. So I just immediately started giving my all my mama all my stuff except my $50 that I had in my pocket. I'm like, I'm keeping my shit just in case I need to put some commissary on this motherfucker. I've been damn near on the run for a whole year. So they snatched me out the car and then they was just like, oh yeah, you got a warrant out for your arrest. She was like, yeah, you been gone for a pretty long time. What you do? I'm just like, yeah, I already know I was going to jail. Go ahead, take me to jail. They locked my ass up, y'all. I was looking dumb as hell, but I got out the next few hours, which was fucking slow. So they just be wasting people time for real with that shit. But if I agree to follow the car, yep, hell yeah, they followed that car. I'm glad you left, Q. Hell yeah, had to get up out of there. I believe it was a Tesla they was in, and you know they tracked everything. No, they was in those cars that be up in the malls. They was up in the Alfa Romero or Alfa Roma. I think that's what it's mostly called, Alfa Roma. I used to want one of those cars when I saw that at that time the car was only 19,000, y'all. And it was brand new in the mall. I was like, damn, I'm gonna save up and get that bitch. Then next thing I know, when I really started making some decent ass bread, where I was able to buy cars and shit like that, I say, damn. One day I was just walking in the mall and it came back to me. And I was like, damn, I remember I said I wanted this car. But when I looked at the price tag on the car now, it said 34,000. I say, God damn. They done went up from 19,000 when the cars first came out, and then it went up to 34,000. I guess when people started purchasing the car, and I think that car now up to like 57K. That's crazy work. Said the Velo or something. You were yeah, or whatever it's called. Yeah, something like that. I remember. I know it's one of those. Big shout out to everybody in the chat today. We just chatting it up, you know what I'm saying, about this little case. And it's look like it's most likely gonna be going on for a little minute, y'all. Especially if um especially if they catch these guys now. Don't hesitate, y'all. This story is about to get deeper. They ran around, they hit plate readers, they hit red light cameras, they tracked the car down. I think all the way to 60 something Aberdeen, if I'm not mistaken, that's what I heard. But I heard they tracked the car down. So it's not gonna be too much longer until we hear about the arresting of those people. Like I said, I got a lot of the friends or the close family members that's on my page that's actually friends with me. And I was speaking to them last night about coming up on a panel and giving a little bit insight, possibly about her life and you know what I'm saying, who she might have been into it or who her baby daddy is and who he might have been into it. You know, they said they was gonna come on, but um I was supposed to did it at 12 last night and I fell asleep. But anyway, shit, I'm gonna make sure I get it in today. Or if we get another update or something about the situation, then I would bring one of the people's on. But I messaged multiple people about coming on, so I just gotta check my page to see what's going on. Take a time. Hey Q and chat, what's good? What's the word, y'all? We just talking about this case that's hitting Facebook streets hard up in Chicago, man. It's crazy. This lady was shot and killed with her baby daddy. Baby daddy survived it. He was shot and critically wounded. It was just like over 100 shots fired inside the car, and it was a baby in the back seat, and the baby was left untouched. Now we had this other case up in Chicago with this little girl named Pinky, where this guy from out west, from this I forgot the name of the gang they was in, but I know out west. This how you know out west get real shiesty out there. And I'm gonna just before I even talk about the girl, him and his girl. This guy, he's a known gangbanger, and I guess they call themselves TVL. That's a traveling vice lord. That's what they call it, the gang. But he was involved in some shit with some guys. This other guy named Pluto, 2 times from Chicago. He's a renowned killer in Chicago. And I guess they gang who they was into it with named Same Gang. You know, they supposed to be some type of killers on out west. But whole time it was this little girl who got shot and killed in Chicago. And then the guys from Pluto 2 Town block, they came looking for the guys that was from the same gang, and they wound up finding one of the guys named um what's his name, T something Twiller. His name Twiller. I know that's what they call him, Twiller from Sane. So they wound up catching him, and and then they kill him. So after the first girl, after the first person daughter was killed, they later retaliated by killing one of their friends, and then a guy from same gang pulled up to the person's graveyard and pissed and defecated on the grave and recorded it and posted on the internet. And then he went back home and he was shot. He survived the shooting the first time. He was back in the house, always going live, always talking shit, right? Then one day he was on live talking to his baby mama. She walked up and asked him, she's like, "Can you take Pinky to the McDonald's?" She said, "Can you take Pinky to McDonald's?" And she wanna go to McDonald's, so can you take her? And he agreed, and he was so the mother, he knew he was into it, right? So the mother took the baby to the car to put the baby in the car, but Twiller left out the car. Left out the house right behind him, and he was on a crutch, and he got into the car without the baby mother. She went back into the house, but he decided to take Pinky to McDonald's himself. And long story short, they was literally sitting back watching him, the killers, the guys who he had defecated on grave and peed on their grave and stuff like that. So they end up following him to the McDonald's. They followed him to the McDonald's, fired multiple shots inside the car. The guy was left unharmed, and his baby was shot multiple times inside her back. And the reason why I'm talking about her story is because how did we the guys got out the car, shot it, snapped out the car. It's a whole video. Got out the car, stood out the car, fired multiple shots inside the car. The baby was in the back seat. But after this, after the scene and stuff showed that the baby was shot all in her back. All in her back. And if you see how small the baby was, she's not as small as the baby was with this girl GNia. She wasn't as small as that baby. That baby was 1 year old. But Pinky was at least 4 or 5 years old. But she wasn't tall enough to sit over, over the back window. So when cars is kind of like slanted downwards, it's like the car he was in, the back of the car lift up more than the front of the car. The front of the car is lower than the back is like up. So if they was to fire the shots inside the back of the car to try to kill him in the front seat, the trajectory of the bullets shows that he would have been murdered also. They also used the Draco, so there's no way that he couldn't be hurt unless he did this sinister thing that we all try to say that he did, because he was left unharmed and there was multiple shooters shooting Dracos. We all know that Dracos really go through shit. They go through shit. So it's really, if they fire up a car, there's no way that nobody could be hit unless they directly, shooting somebody. And the only way you can directly shoot a baby in the back seat of a car that was sitting down, because just think about it. If shots get fired off, the most thing a baby gonna do is drop down to the motherfucking floor and start crying, to screaming to the top of their lungs. Anybody gonna duck, you start hitting shots, and that's just some random shit, breaking glass. No, you just gonna duck. Even the baby gonna be scared and shit like that. Pisces. Yeah, you must know about this story. Her name was Pinky. See, I remember that. It was like Roosevelt and Casey. Yeah, I think. Yeah, this girl, her name Pinky from. Pinky from Chicago. She was shot and killed. And I was thinking like the daddy might have used her as a shield. And I say that to say because she was shot in the back, all in her back, and then she was sitting in the back seat, and so we knew that she possibly couldn't have been shot unless he was to hold her up. But the baby was found in between the back seat and the front seat. In the middle slot where you put your car into drive or neutral, shit like that. Said no. The video showed that they came from the passenger side. No, it's like on the angle passenger seat or passenger side. It's like they came from the passenger side, but you see them at the tail light. So it's not they really came from the side. They came from like a back angle. Said no, no Q. You saying he used his baby as a shield? Yes, he did. He did use his baby as a shield because the trajectory of the bullets. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that only shows that. Some of these men be using women and children as shield, weak as hell. Yeah, I'm telling y'all they did. I'm telling y'all he's a no. Like there's no way. As many shots as they fired, he couldn't. He had to use that baby as a shield. And I was just arguing with his ass on Facebook a few months ago about the situation and shit like that. Said he was in the drive-through getting the food. They came on the side. That's how he didn't get killed. No, but that only makes perfect sense for him to get killed when the baby was in the back seat. She was in the back seat, and just like you said, they came from the side, right? So that means they would have had a clear eye view shot of him and being able to shoot him with no problem. You know what I'm saying? They could have, especially how close they was to the car. The only way he couldn't have got shot is if he held that baby as a shield. There's no way she getting shots fired at her, and you telling me that she just jumped up into the front seat with him. You know what I'm saying? And then just caught all the bullets that he shot. So I just don't believe that Q. I mean, we know nobody don't believe that, but we all know that that's like if you from Chicago and you know about certain things that's been going on in the city, you know these guys is cowards as hell. They don't want to get killed. It's not the first time that certain shit like that happened. We don't want to think nobody will do no shit like that. But you got to think these niggas out here, they only care about their life. That's why he out here defecating on people's graves and shit like that. He don't care about nobody else's life. Ain't no way in the world you gonna be out here doing shit like that, and you putting your child in harm's way by having them in the car with you. You know you into it with some real killers. You know you into it with people that stalk your ass and kill you type shit. So why was you out here putting your kid in the car with you, taking them to McDonald's and all that shit? That shit is a no-go. When you are a gangbanger, it's a no-go to have your children and family around. You know what I'm saying? Putting them in situations where they can be harmed over the shit that you are doing. No, they just bad shooters. No, they not bad shooters. Them people not bad shooters. They intentionally kept shooting and without a give a fuck in the world. Yes they did that shit without a giving a fuck in the world. But those people, that guy, his name Otto with the tattoo of the B on his face, they call themselves B gang. He is a known shooter. So he's not a bad shooter. He's actually been shooting people and shooting the gun multiple times. So once you use a gun multiple times, it becomes easy to use a gun. So he know what he was doing with it. He didn't. He was crazy about that baby. Man, I don't. Man, no, no. You could be crazy about that baby, but when it comes down to your life, you gonna think about certain things up in that car. I said, "Hello, everyone. That's not what happened. You got everything wrong, Q." No, I don't got that wrong. I don't have that wrong. We only you only saying that. What you mean? You talking about I got that wrong? I seen that video from the like. We all know that those dudes killed that baby, shot that baby in the back. All of those shots got shot in the back. The baby was in the back seat. If the guys came and shot from the side, there's no way she's getting shot in the back. That means she's gonna get shot in the side. At least catch probably a headshot, a body shot. You telling me that baby took all back shots, and you telling me that dude was in the front seat, and she didn't at least jump into that front seat and probably caught a bullet, and he about healed up for the rest of it, for the rest of that, and he was untouched in that car. You got the story wrong. Me, I know about certain things being shot when you using certain weapons. She's using a Draco. They was using a Draco. They was not using a regular pistol or a automatic handgun, automatic weapon. You know what I'm saying? They was using a Draco. Those Draco bullets is different. That is a baby. I'm telling you. That man held that baby as a shield. That's the only way he did not get touched. We can't even die from sickness and health. Is how sad people taking people's lives out here. Yeah, and that's that same guy was out there who, he got on the news and he said he wanted his daughter's killers locked up, and hell yeah, get their ass locked up because your ass bogus as hell. So you shouldn't take no street code shit and try to be like, oh, I'm gonna keep my mouth quiet and handle it in the streets. Hell no. Hell no, you was bogus as hell for putting your baby into those harm's way. I don't give a fuck about you being no father. When you out here bad like that, you cannot include your people into nothing that you do. That's showing that you don't give a fuck about them. I don't care how crazy you claim to be about your kid. That's not love when you doing shit like that. You out here defecating and urinating on people's grave, recording it, making multiple songs, dissing these dead people with millions of views. There's no way in the world. There's no way in the world. I'm from that way. He was just talking, taking the baby to get food. Unfortunately, she got killed. And no, that's not he was not just taking that baby to get food. I mean, of course he was, because the baby mama asked him to take her to McDonald's, but take him to McDonald's. But you don't do no shit like that. And that's just us as people. No, appreciate life and stay humble. Karen Kitty Cat, she said, I saw on Facebook yesterday that GNia was driving yesterday and the baby father was in the passenger seat, and that the hit was for the boyfriend. Right. That's what I said. That's what I said, Karen Kitty. I know what I read up and what I was listening to on the news. But people gonna come in and try to correct whatever they think they're gonna correct. I think we need the army here now. Hell yeah. Motherfucking National Guard ain't doing shit. That Kelly Kimball, the baby wasn't hit. The BD was shot in critical condition. Yeah, yeah, Kelly Kimball. We not. I went into damn near a second story about, what I'm saying, dealing with these guys that's gangbangers and shit like that. So I was said a second story when I was talking about the baby being shot in the back. But I think y'all should go look at that story too if you haven't or you don't know about it. I think her name, it was just Pinky from Chicago killed at McDonald's. Just if y'all search that, then y'all get the backdrop on the story. Then if you find the YouTube videos, they also show y'all where it was connected to where another person baby was shot and killed. So that also could have been retaliation. That person from that gang that was killed, the B gang niggas, the nigga named Otto, who killed the girl who's currently incarcerated right now for killing the young girl Pinky. She was he had a homie from his block that had a young girl murdered a month or a month and a half right before Pinky was murdered. So that could have been very much a retaliation hit. You know what I'm saying? For somebody else's kid, it's like a kid for a kid type shit. You kill somebody else's kid trying to come through and shoot somebody else, and you might accidentally kill a kid. Now these crazy motherfuckers might, what I'm saying, gun up and then try to get you and you with your baby, so I'm finna make you hurt type shit. That's how it go in Chicago. Like Chicago is dirty. They play those type of dirty games, you know. But I said dude didn't get shot. He didn't get shot in the backside. And no, he didn't use the little girl as a shield. Believe me, I know what happened. I live over that way. Baby, I'm from Chicago, and I know these dudes, and I know how these gang life shit go. It's been plenty of time where I done seen people use other people for shields, especially if she might have got hit early. Let's say she jumped into his hands and she winded up getting hit. He used her as a shield. There's no way she caught all of those back shots that she got without being held up. One back shot would have made that little girl hit the ground or the floor of the car. You're not gonna tell me she stood up and took all of those back shots from a Draco, and he did not use that baby as a shield, bro. He got out that car untouched, that car riddled. They shot a Draco. A little girl got shot multiple times in her back. And as y'all said, they came from the side, right? If you came from the side, that means he was in the driver's seat, she was in the back seat. How the fuck you accidentally shoot her? That first shot probably made her jump into the front seat with her daddy in, but she was scared. She might have got hit, and he used her as a shield. He never put her down or tried to hold her back or turn his way into the fucking bullets like a real nigga would. Because if you ask me, my baby with me, and we up in the car, and we get shot, my motherfucking car getting shot up, I'm diving over top of my baby, and I don't give a fuck what happened to me at that point. Like let's make it let's keep shit real though. Nobody, I don't give a fuck what you like. My baby in the car and it's being shot up. I'm diving right on top of it, right on top of my baby, shielding my baby. What the fuck? He did get shot though. No, he did not get shot though. At that time, he was shot way before that. He was already on crutches. That's why I'm trying to tell you. I knew this. I knew this. I know this guy. I was just arguing with his ass on Facebook about this shit. He talking about he got a video of the shit from McDonald's scene and shit like that. That he wanted to post so bad, but he just never posted it, or whatever the case may be, to try to clear his name and shit like that. You don't know what you would do. No. I have been in shootouts, so you can't tell me what I want to do. I'm not I'm not I'm not one of these people who haven't been into certain shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a trillion shootouts and I never been shot. He was already previously shot. Yes, he was already in he was already walking on crutches and shit like that from being shot. Those guys was after him bad because he had defecated and urinated on somebody's grave. She said, I have as well. So what? That don't mean that. That don't. So just because you don't know what you would have did, that don't mean I want to know what I did. I've been in multiple shootouts, so I'm very much experienced in doing stuff. He said, by the grace of God. Yeah, so I definitely do know what I would have did. I wouldn't have folded under no pressure at that time. Definitely wouldn't have folded under pressure. Especially with me knowing that my kid is in the car. I don't care about no fucking pressure. I'm getting on top of my baby. I know exactly what I would have did. Yes, Pisces, I know the real truth. I don't know what you talking about. My people all over here believe me. I know everything what happened. No, you don't know what happened. You really don't though. Those your people. We know. I know the same people. It does not matter because that's what y'all think. And I was just arguing with a bunch of people from his circle that was talking about the shit when I was telling them under his post that your ass did that shit, and everybody just kept on trying to say certain things. But I know it's a tough situation. But that dude held his baby as a shield, and that's just what it is. Took me years to get out the streets because it's love, but not a future. I still love my hood people. We just need more understanding. Yeah, and that's why I'm like, feel fuck that hood shit. But the hood don't love nobody though. The hood really don't love nobody. It's just you as a, you know what I'm saying, a chess piece to what going on in it. You know. So, I mean, they could possibly think like they probably like Pisces and Miss Boss Lady. They might know this. They might know these people where they close to the family. So if you close to these type of people family, you might just try to take their side, and you don't want to see no bullshit come up off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we all know. We all know. We all know his ass was in gang infested, and ain't no way in the world you just out here running around thinking somebody finna give you a pass because you put your baby in a car and you then urinated and defecated on somebody's grave. Is you fucking crazy? Shout out to you, Kendra Walker. But man, though, said Q, stay out of West Side business, sir. West Side stay in our business. Shit. Somebody stay out of West Side business. This Chicago business. Okay, who you all know out west? I'm in the heart of out west. Everybody I know out west is somebody. I don't know no bunch of nobodies out west. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better stay out of west side business, sir. West side keep coming up over here, fucking with us. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about, but you loud and wrong. No, I'm loud and right. Fuck is you talking about? I've been keeping up on that shit since the beginning. Since the beginning when that first baby was killed. I'm from Holy City. So what that mean? What Holy City mean? To my LOL, this guy. I don't even know Holy City. I never heard of your town. So I mean, like, if you saying that, like, that was something that's it sounds like y'all talking about two different incidents. No, we not talking about two different incidents. We talking about the same incident. They just think they know more than I do because they might be close to them. Basically, shut up. No, basically, you shut the fuck up. The fuck? That's how you saying you know about the West Side. What you mean? Just because I ain't heard of Holy City, that I mean y'all ass just a bunch of nobodies over there. That's all that mean. You two Pisces, y'all from the same time. That's what I'm saying. Y'all from the same side. So what the fuck? That's why y'all be trying to motherfucking defend this goofy ass clown ass nigga Twiller. Like, get the fuck up off my shit. If y'all gonna be on here with that shit. I don't got time for that shit. I don't like niggas like him on my soul. Basically, if you say you know about out west, but you never heard of Holy City, come on, man. Q can have an opinion. This is how he feels about it. Respect that. Right, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fuck? They getting on my shit trying, oh, you loud and wrong. What the fuck you gonna tell me I'm wrong for my opinion? The fuck? You don't even have no facts of shit. You ain't seen no fucking video or nothing that will happen to say that he did not do that. You going off of his fucking word. A clown ass nigga that's trying to clear his name or don't want shit going with his, that don't want, like, fuck up out of here. It's different stories, sad story. Yeah, it's definitely different stories that we was talking. It was two different stories. The first story that this was about, and I was just comparing the Twiller story to basically staying away from these guys and what I'm saying, keeping y'all childs out of the way. You're not making an opinion. You're saying it's facts. That's my fact, and based off evidence and trajectory of bullets, and I know how they go. You're not finna tell me shit, right? Because that was overkill. Not alone gets killing. No, not defending nobody, but only thing I'm saying that's no the truth you saying. But how the fuck you're not defending that, telling me that's not the truth when you haven't seen no proof of nothing that shows that he did not do that? And you telling me you have never been shot before. If you never been shot before, how the fuck are you gonna sit here and talk like you know? If the baby been shot in their back one time, you think they're gonna be able to catch multiple bullets without falling on the ground? No. Fuck up out of here. Somebody, okay, so you're a forensic detective. Bitch, forensics don't even detect that. Forensic don't detect fucking trajectory of shots, not the fucking forensic people. It's a specific people that do that. Forensics is for DNA and shit. And that's like on the scene and shit like that. Or whatever the case may be. I don't want no smoke with you. I like you. You cool. Right now, I'm just saying though, like, but y'all telling me that y'all have facts about some shit that you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you being shot at in Chicago, it's only certain ways that it can go. The baby could have died from one Draco bullet wound. Is what I'm saying. Is like there's no way in the world that baby got shot multiple times without hitting that ground, without hitting the ground of the car or being laid down on the floor, and he not being shot not one time. Man, they knocked them windows right out that. When they first fired those shots, they knocked the window out. So they got a clear eye view on him. He's the driver. He is the driver. It's only him in the car outside the baby. She's in the back seat. If you telling me that they pulled up on the side of him and they fire shots, knocking the windows out of the car, of tinted windows, you telling me they can't clear our view and see this man? You think they still gonna mistakenly hit the baby and not hit him not one time? Is you fucking crazy right now? And all we said is we don't believe that. I don't care if you don't believe that. But you telling me, and you up in my chat talking about some, oh, this is no, you loud and wrong. Fuck is you? You tell me I'm loud and wrong. You loud and wrong. You don't like people to use critical thinking. You're stating opinions, not facts. Man, I'm finna block your ass. Fuck up off my shit. With all that shit. I don't even usually block people, but you not finna come up on here telling me shit. Like, who the fuck are you? The fuck? Fuck is you telling me? I'm from Chicago. I've witnessed this story from the fucking very beginning to the end. I know when niggas ain't right. That's why they ran on the side of the car. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why they ran on the side of the car on the internet news. Like y'all gotta go do this shit for y'all. Go see it for y'allself, and y'all would know that it was no way that the baby was getting shot only if he did not hold that baby up as a shield. That was the only way that baby was the only person that was shot in that car. He wasn't the baby ain't driving. They watched him get in the car. A man disrespected a grave and was shot in McDonald's drive-thru. Then the same person shot at the WIC office and baby was shot. No, these two different stories that I'm going off of. These two different stories I'm talking about, and eyes. So you a little late into the chat, man. But I'm finna really end this video. I just want to give my little insight about this little shit that's going on in Chicago. Is going up right now. I'm talking about like it's going up. And the last story that I was really talking about was this guy named THF. Not THF. His name Twiller, y'all. Y'all going Twiller from Chicago. Baby was shot and killed. Named Pinky. All y'all gotta do is go look up that story. And y'all can see it for y'allself. Y'all would know there was no way that man left that car untouched unless his baby was the one being held up as a shield. Now, I can understand two people being shot inside of a car, especially with a Draco being fired. The only way I can believe that he did not hold that baby up is if they had a handgun and they purposely went up to her side and purposely, did that to her. I don't think that their intentions was purposely when they did that. They knew that he was pulling up into McDonald's. They followed him when he first got into the car. They pulled up right there, hopped out the car, and started firing shots, thinking they was getting him. He held that baby up. That baby was in the back seat. He was in the front seat. They pulled up on the side of that car. You're going to shoot at the driver's side, right? You're not going to shoot in the back seat. Unless that they was using his baby as retaliation for the other little baby that was killed a month and a half ago before that. She didn't make the national news, y'all. She didn't get no news coverage whatsoever. It was just she was shot and killed. It was on Facebook going viral a little bit, but it never touched no news outlets. But a month and a half later, Pinky was shot and killed in McDonald's and all that shit, and that shit just touched like everybody on the whole world. Crazy work. It's different stories I answer you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And Fleming, nah, all love. She said, bye, Q. Be safe, Q, for sure. For sure, man. But thank y'all for typing in, man. And we're going to be coming to y'all with more and more stories about certain shit. We're going to be getting shit busted. And just like I said, for people who joining in as members, I got some special shit planned for y'all. So make sure y'all keep joining in, man. Shout out to y'all, man. It's Keeping It Real TV. Give out a disclaimer real quick. As far as like all of this shit on this channel is allegedly and for entertainment purposes. Don't get yourself fucked up for something that I said that could have been corrected because you might have got it wrong a little bit, So shout out to y'all for tapping in, man. Rest in peace to GNia. Rest in peace to all the following. Yeah. We got to do better out here, man. Raising our kids to do different, be different. And the shit that you see on the internet is not always, that. So, say good job, Q. Keep it going, nephew. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep it going. We got more stories to talk about for sure, for sure. I wanted to do this other little story where this lady, she stabbed, it said something about her and her boyfriend getting into it, and she told us to get out the car, and she walked up to him. They said she drove a screwdriver into his nose and fractured his skull, and she murdered him. She said after that she stabbed him multiple times. It's a black girl, y'all. I share her article on my Keeping It Real TV Facebook page. So if y'all want to check that out, y'all can go check it out. I might even give a little talk about it, a little commentary about it in a minute. But let me know if y'all want to hear about it, shit. Then I'm gonna talk about it, Hit that like button if you new up in the building. If you new, never been here, sub up. Hit that like, comment, subscribe. If you from Chicago, make sure you share these videos so it can get out here and reach people, Especially this GNia story. Make sure y'all share this shit everywhere, man. Shout out to y'all though for tapping in.